I'm going to sit here because I'm trying to video it, so if I'm in your way, I'll lean away. Hey, man,
Okay, everybody, we're going to kind of chill here for a few minutes. Grandkids are going to do something. For those that don't, our family, we tend to really love to do quirky things and entertain each other. And we can be crude at times, and we've all learned that from the man we're celebrating today. So there'll be some references, so just go with it. And a lot of inside jokes, but this is our opportunity to express, primarily the grandkids express their appreciation for Granddaddy, just giving him some honor. So with that, we will have the oldest grandson come up, Nathan Holder.
Cheers. Lauren's going first, Daddy. Oh, you changed it?
Oh, okay.
Just do it.
Yay!
Alright, I wasn't prepared. I thought I had 10 minutes. So I turned 30 this year, which is crazy. But it just dawned on me that I turned 30 before he turns 80, so technically when I was born he was in his 40s. So really, as far as the grandparents concerned, I think you're very young. You're a spring chicken. Yeah, absolutely. I think few people would say they're in their 30s, their grandfathers in their 70s. Anyway, Grandpa. Hey, thanks, buddy. Grandpa was the fun grandparent. Or they were all fun. He was the funnest, the funniest grandparent. We have all kinds of home videos of him chasing us around the house with his creepy voice and the dreaded grandpa kiss. If you don't know what the grandpa kiss is, just know that it's the most creepy, terrifying, hilarious thing in the world. Yeah, there's a picture somewhere, right?
One of those fans.
One of the fans has the room.
Yeah.
There it is. The grandpa kiss.
It cannot be mimicked. Only he can do it.
Show us, come on, show us.
It's absolutely.
I don't think I can do it.
Come on. But yeah, he growing up. Just a couple stories. These kids are killing me. So yeah, he was very clever. He liked to play pranks on us. He convinced us for 10 years that he had a cat hiding in his basement. I thought I was the only one dumb enough to fall for that, but we've been sharing stories, and everyone's like, "Oh, the cat! Oh, the cat!" And every year he got more and more clever. He even jerry-rigged some glasses, and he had like a light that would shine that were his eye, the cat's eyes. And it was just crazy. 10 years. And then, what else? Grandma and Grandpa always leased their cars. So he had one of the first cars I'd seen that had the remote that would open the trunk. But I didn't know there was a remote. He convinced me that the only way to open the trunk, you had to say, "Abracadabra, open sesame." So we did this over and over again. It was great. And he went inside, and I got all the neighborhood kids around this Cadillac. Oh my gosh, watch this. Abracadabra, open sesame. Nothing. I'm like, oh. And I screamed it, "Abracadabra, open sesame!" And he must have heard me, because next thing you know, it opened. He must have been hiding in the house, hiding, and then it opened. All my friends were like, "Oh my god!" And you can imagine my face when 5 years later, whenever my parents got a new car, and I actually saw it. You gotta be kidding me! So growing up, getting a little older, I guess, grandpas always want to give advice. I remember he gave me great advice when I was learning to drive. We were driving on the interstate, and he goes, all right, the secret to never getting pulled over is you never want to be the fastest person on the road, and the way to do that is find your rabbit, is what he called it. Find a car that's going faster than you, and never go as fast as that car. So find your rabbit. And it turned out to be phenomenal advice, because since then I've only gotten 4 speeding tickets. In 3 different states. Thank you, sir.
So if you can't find the rabbit, it means you're the rabbit?
Yeah. Apparently. But perhaps I think a lot of the stories growing up were all centered around the dinner table. Grandma and Grandpa, that was just the dynamic. There's so many stories from it, but I described Grandma and Grandpa, and they were one of a kind dynamic duo. They always ragged each other and picked on each other, and story after story. And I finally learned the cue. We'd all be talking. Grandma would be talking about something, and Grandpa, you'd look over at Grandpa, and then once he would smirk, it's because he had a smart comment to say back to her. He was waiting for her to end her dramatic spiel about something, but I caught it. You just kind of smirk, and then boom, there. Time and time again. And yeah, so what else? So really, what I want to hammer home right now is I think that typically a lot of times, due to the generation gap between grandchild and grandparents, a lot of times visiting the grandparents ends up being more of an obligation than anything else, because it's hard to relate or whatever. But I speak for all the cousins. I don't think it's never been like that. Growing up, I'm supposed to get emotional. Visiting the grandparents is always a highlight. I think that's a rare thing. I talk to people, and it's not like that. So 30 years, it's been great. And personally, for me, I think I relate to you more than the other grandparents. So yeah, 30 years, and we're still going. So cheers. Thank you.
I have on the agenda the Mark Holder poem.
Yes, they're going to do more.
I got it. Well, my mother wrote this poem about Grandpa. It's like a combined poem of me, Kelsey, and my brother is not here, memories of Grandpa throughout the years. So, when God created Grandpa, our world was truly blessed with all the special times you made our lives the best. From golf cart rides to breakfast or looking for the cat, you always made our time together something we'll never forget. Your grandpa kisses and homemade ice cream will forever be etched in time, just as your stories that start with "when I was a little girl" burned in our minds. Our July 4th celebrations in Peachtree City can never be beat, nor can the memories of waiting with you for the parade to hit the streets. Your stories of days gone by never get old, even when Mark yells, "You told." Thanks for always listening and greeting us with a smile. We love you, Grandpa. Don't ever change your style.
All right, we have a treat. We have a future Broadway performer as one of the grandkids, so he's going to come up and I'll let you introduce him. Sam.
Yeah.
Everyone, I'm Sam. I'm the son of the only daughter of the kids, and I was just thinking about like what to do, because they were saying we need to do everything. And I remember you couldn't come to the to the musical that we did, so I figured might as well just do one of the songs from Willy Wonka. If y'all don't know, in the musical I was Willy Wonka, so it's just kind of like the opening song. Thing. We could get the music.
I didn't know you were doing this, so where's it at?
It's in here.
I'm just kidding. No, they're not. No. Yeah, I'm not.
So is Christian's favorite.
This is awkward. Start over one more. Come with me, and we'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What you see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no place I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
All right, the second oldest grandchild, Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. As y'all know, Tom Michelle's kid. My earliest memory is Grandpa chasing me and Nathan around our house in Omaha. My second earliest memory is me loving my grandpa so much, running to give him a hug, busting my head open and having to get stitches. So my first two memories are totally Grandpa, and that's just the beginning of how important you are to me. I think it's inevitable when you have grandparents, especially if you're close to your grandparents like we were, that they're going to impart some sort of wisdom on you. I missed out on the rabbit thing because I've had 12 students. So I've forgotten that rabbit thing. But, my dad was so happy when I got off his journey. Anyways, but what I took away most from Grandpa, and he did this in his subtle way, I don't think he maybe intentionally showed us this, but he taught me not to take myself so seriously. And that's just a huge issue, I think, with my generation. We take ourselves too seriously. We can't laugh at each other. We can't laugh at ourselves. We can't take criticism, any of that. But my grandpa taught me that. I mean, this is a man who, every time I asked him how old he was a 7-year-old girl. That man did not take himself seriously. That's not an adult. He's 7 years old, and he has some creepy cat in the basement, and he kisses really weird. So, definitely doesn't take himself seriously at all. And he imparted that wisdom onto my dad, I think. My dad's way wasn't so subtle, though. My dad was like, this is what's wrong with you, either change it or know that I'm going to poke fun of you about it. But, and my grandpa, he was just always, he was okay with us pointing out that you have a ridiculously bald head, and you got really big ears, and you got a really big belly, and all this stuff, but you didn't care, you were able to laugh at yourself. And I didn't even realize, my grandpa is extremely smart. And I didn't even realize that until I got to college. And I didn't even figure that out for myself. Somebody else told me how smart you were. But that just shows, his great humility and everything is that he lived so joyously and happily because he didn't take himself so seriously, which is, I just can't tell you how far that's gotten me just to know that. And because you taught us that, and because you don't take yourself so seriously, we can embarrass you to all in, and that is exactly what we're gonna do. But again, just to drive your point home. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you did, what you look like. All that matters is that you love God and you love others, and that's exactly how you live your life. And I'm very grateful for the example that you showed me, and I love you.
All right, we're coming up on the finale here. We got a absent grandchild, Tracy's and Monty's oldest, Jeremiah. He has a video, and then I won't get up again, and we're going to have a finale with all the grandkids up here. And there's a video associated with the grand finale. So without further ado.
Grandpa, hey everybody, I just wanted to say that I love you guys, and I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I'm really bummed about it. I told Natty today, well, it's going to be tomorrow, I guess, that I couldn't make it because of work. It's just been really not fun. But I just wanted to say, let you know that I do love you. And Grandpa, happy birthday. I want to say a big happy birthday to you. I love you a lot, and I can't wait to see you guys later on this year. Anyways, I wanted to give you something for entertainment. This is a song that I did, and you can listen to that. And hopefully you like it. Alright, we'll see you later.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much.
He wanted to do something that was
Nothing got on
earlier.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Not in the way that I stare. There's no one else who compares. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
He loves you, Grandpa.
To get Nathan to describe the answering thing that Jeremiah has on his phone. You think you're talking to him?
I heard it goes on for like an hour.
All right, grandkids.
It goes on a long time.
Fraser, come here.
Clear the floor.
Grand finale. Clear the floor.
Colin, get the volumes up.
Hey. Hey. Okay.
Turn over here. You're in the way over there.
Is it loud enough?
We have yeah, I think so. We have a little song for you.
Jeremiah wrote it for us.
After the Jeremiah one, I'm not sure.
Let's turn up. Turn up. Turn up.
got a grandpa kiss just the other day. I have to admit it was kinda gay. I thought you knew it was 5 years ago, but now I'm 22. I snorted and laughed as he walked away. I wonder if he is okay. I'm wondering if he is okay.
Cause the cat in the basement is soda crew. Golf car rides by the light of the moon. 30 minutes now, he's still in the bathroom. Does it really take this long to poo? Does it really take this long to
He used to be a girl when he was 7 years old. I never believed, but that's the story he told. Still, he's a stand-up guy with a clotted glass. One time when we were alone, he showed me his past. It sings really loud. I wonder if it still sings now. I wonder if the fish still sings now. I'm talking about the big Billy Bass.
Cause the cat's in the basement is soda crew. Golf car rides by the light of the moon. 1 hour now, he's still in the bathroom. Does it really take this long to poo? Does it really take this long to poo?
You're the only long woman with the soda fans. We used to rub your belly with the watermelon. They called you big ass or big stud man, but his grandma always said he was big ass. Until he prostitute, that's really
Cause the cat's in the basement and soda crew. Golf car rides by the light of the moon. 2 hours now, you're still in the bathroom. Does it really take this long to poo? Does it really take this long to poo? Got to get
Grandpa, you are turning 80 years old. As we all know, you are really old. You went from 1936 to 2016. Man, it's crazy all the things you've seen. Got to see the moon landing all the way to iPhones. You've got to see us all grow. You've got to see us all grow. We hope you like this song.
Have a good day. You're gonna say happy birthday. We love you, have a happy birthday. Cause the cat's in the basement and soda crew. Golf car rides by the light of the moon. 3 hours now, you're still in the bathroom. Does it really take this long to poo? Does it really take this long to poo?
There.
I know, I can't.
I think Evelyn had some input in that.
Yeah, Mark, come on. So we are so thankful that you could share this with us on behalf of Mark and Tracy and the grandkids and all our rest of the family. We just really appreciate our dad. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of great experiences, and this is not too many older men have made it this long. So we're really proud and excited and want many more years. I do want to have a special thanks to his bride, Evelyn, who we didn't know what was going to happen after Mom's death, and Evelyn came into his life, and it's been wonderful. And we really, as a family, want to say thank you.
Thank you. You're a
But anyway.
great family to be with.
That's the most fun I've had with my clothes on in a long time. I'm just saying.
Might as well throw in, another little bit about Dad. I was sitting here thinking, I guess, my kids have performed, my cousins have performed, everybody's done something. So there was a conversation when you became a grandfather between your children, and it was like, who is this man? Because this isn't the guy we grew up with. Dad, we thought was very strict, He did have a lot of fun. We always did things together growing up. But it really came to heart about how different things were when we were at the old house. And I have to kind of go back before I tell you what happened. When I was in high school, I had a thing about blowing stuff up. I could find things, and it's amazing what you can do. And one day I showed Dad something that you could do with powdered chlorine, and I was displaying it out in the backyard, and when it went off, a fireball went in the air, and it took all the leaves off of one side of the street. And it's just burning ashes raining down. And he was standing there looking at me and looking at the bushes, and he goes, "How did you figure that out?" I said, "No, this is something we do." So, and he's like, "Don't do that again." So then you roll the clock forward 20-something years, and we're over at the house, and my dad comes up to me and he says, "Hey, remember way back when in high school, and you did blah, 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 and you blew that tree up?" And he's like, "How'd you do that?" And I started telling it. And then I stopped, and I go, "Whoa, why are you wanting to know that?" And he goes, "Well, I was going to show the grandkids." It's all good, Dad. And we appreciate everything that you brought to the family. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
So there's nothing else on the agenda.
I'm gonna say something.
Oh,
I just wanted to say that I am so very grateful for. I'm gonna get emotional. I'm gonna try not to. I am so very grateful for the legacy that you and Mom provided for us and the grandkids. We talk about the fun, because we did have lots of fun. We talk about how smart you are, which you think would be really good being in school, having a smart dad. But when you try to get help with your homework, it takes like 2 or 3 hours because he has to explain every little thing, and Karen, you just want the answer. So yeah, but anyway, all of those things, we're really proud. We're really proud of you, Dad. But the legacy that you and Grandma, Mom, gave to us is, first, you gave us an example of a godly marriage.
Amen.
We all have followed your example of what marriage should be, because we watched you and Mom, and we're so grateful for that. And we're most grateful for teaching us to love God and to know Jesus and to follow Him all the days of our life. So I'm so grateful for that. And I love you very much. And happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you again for coming. There's no agenda. Feel free to just kind of hang
Well, we're
out.
going to do cake.
Do the cake, so we need to sing happy birthday and have them blow out the candles.
Do I get to say something?
We're going easy on you.
All right, let Monty lead us.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Let's eat.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, your mom's out now. All right, so we'll cut the cake. I'm sitting there.
He's like,
More cake and ice cream and anything else you can eat.
cake? Where my hands can reach?
But it's mine. I'm like, wait,
All those down there.